Sawadee Namaskar. Hello, everyone. Welcome you all to a special session of TechnoBiz on the women leadership in rubber industry, the journey. And this is a special event of TechnoBiz on regular basis by having conversation with amazing women who specialize in the rubber industry. And we talk about their journey and their experiences and their lessons learned. And today I'm with Dr. Kannika Sahakaro. She's a dean. He's an associate professor at the Prince of Songkhla University, Patani campus. Of course, I've been associated with Dr. Kannika for a while, and I mean, it's a really pleasure to have her and have a conversation with her to learn about her journey. I mean, last close to 25, 30 years. Yeah, is it something right? You know, that journey. Yeah. So, so Dr. Kannika, welcome to this session today, and I appreciate accepting the invitation to be part of this session today.
Yeah, thanks for your invitation as well. Even I'm not working in rubber industry, but I'm glad that you think of me and giving this opportunity to share something.
Yeah. When we say industry means we're not just a factory, it's a whole chain. Yeah. So it's a, so research is a part of the backbone of the industry, factory or growth of so without research, your role is very, very important. Industry cannot grow without people like you and your team, all the research community. So first of all, thank you. Welcome to the session today. So it will be a conversation. So I'm going to talk a lot of issues. We're okay with it, right?
Yeah, don't give too many tough questions. Okay, I try my best. I try to answer whatever I can. Yeah.
Super. So, Conductor Kannika, can you talk, first of all, let's go into in the beginning of your, the professional journey, I think your education first, can you talk about your education, even in Thailand, and you think you also did overseas as well. Can you explain about or talk about it? Yeah.
Yeah, I started my rubber journey from my bachelor degree at Prince of Songkhla University. So I did my bachelor degree in rubber technology here in PSU in Patani campus. I mean, so many years date back. So I would say like I was in the batch of 1990 to 1994 at that time. So I learned rubber technology since that day, especially from our great teacher, Dr. Buntham Niti Uthai, and his wife, Ajahn Phornpan Niti Uthai, and we have another teacher called Ajahn Prisha Pongpai. So there were three main pillars at that time at PSU Patani who give many classes in rubber technology. So I started my rubber journey from there. And after my bachelor degree, actually I spent 1 year, 1 full year in the rubber industry. I don't know, you may not heard about it. I work in GP Group company that was, is located in Surat Thani.
It's an Indian company or?
It's Indian company at that time. Yeah. I work with I had my Indian boss called Mr. Gopinath
Okay.
at that time. But he was really great boss, and I learned really a lot from him. I work in the part of condom manufacturing site because at that time GP Group they have like concentrated latex plant, and they have glove and condom and also the rubber band. So I was located for the condom production plant. So I worked there for 1 year before turning my career into university. But I didn't join PSU immediately after leaving GP Group at that time. So I started as a lecturer at Rajapat Songkhla University. Yeah, for half a year. and then I have a chance to join PSU as the lecturer. So I started my career at PSU since let me say 1996 at that time, and then okay, I attached to PSU from that day till now. So so you can count from 1996 till 2024, and will be many years to go with Prince of University, and then I had a chance to to do my study for master and PhD degrees abroad. So lucky me that I had a scholarship from the government. Otherwise, I don't have money to go there anyway. So I had a grant to go to UK, doing my master in University of Manchester. So I was in Manchester for 1 year and then moved to Leeds for a PhD, and I spent like almost 4 years in Leeds. But nothing to do with rubber there. Actually, I involved in the project, research project, which was far from rubber technology, but basically the project was on like polymer chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
So my master project and also PhD project, I work on anionic polymerization.
Okay,
So
I see.
something quite different, but I had a very good background on polymer chemistry from that time. And I think that is very important. It's very good fundamental. I mean, if you understand the synthesis, the relationship between structure properties, and then you can develop the knowledge from that.
Yeah. Okay, so you started with the Prince of Songkla University, the legendary university, and you stuck there for all your life. Yeah. Okay. Almost, yeah.
Probably till I retire from my
Right.
job.
Yes, and maybe for the benefit of the audience to understand, maybe can you give some history about the Prince of Songkla University in the the rubber technology department as well? Maybe some more info on it. Yeah.
Yeah, rubber technology at Prince of Songkla University was the first curriculum for a degree education. So established by Ajahn Buntham, Niti Uthai, as I mentioned his name earlier. So it was the first curriculum under the Faculty of Science and Technology as well when I work now. Right? So this is the kind of the starting point of rubber education in Thailand. Now we have many programs offered in Thailand in other universities, and most of them, they have alumni from our university who help to spread the rubber technology education. So actually, there we were the first bachelor degree education here.
So after that, after your bachelor, you work in the industry, GP Industries, and then you go to UK.
Yes.
And let's talk about the UK University, Leeds. If you look at the research methodologies there, the working and compare with Asia, how it looks like. What is the difference you can say between UK and Asia or in Thailand? Yeah, because you're also part of the a lot of activities. Yeah.
Yeah, life in UK is not so simple.
Are you football fan? By the way, are you football fan?
Yeah, I am Arsenal fan supporter.
Okay.
Since before I left the country, so I mean date back to Mathayom 3, I think I support Arsenal. Even they are not doing well for now.
No, but they're
Recently,
very close. They're very close last 2 seasons. They're really doing so good, but unlucky, I can say. Yeah. So yeah. So
so
talk
for
about research. Yeah.
master, yeah, for a study in UK, right? For master degree there, we only have 1 year, and that was a tough time because, I have a class like from 8 to 5 almost every day in the very beginning, like half first half of the year duration of the course, and then you have practical work, and then you have to do a research for your dissertation. So all in one compact year, and you need to pass several examinations. But that was also fun because we had many friends from many countries taking that course at that time. And for PhD, I mean, I struggle a lot on my research because I work on anionic polymerization, living polymer. But I encountered this polymer so many times because we work on the development of the tubular reactor, trying to make a polymer through the continuous process. I mean, people make this polymer from batch process, but it's very difficult to control. But when I look back, I mean, it was not fun at that time because you really like, oh, fail again and again and again. I mean, you spend a whole day working in the lab, find out that, okay, you have dead polymer, it was not living as you expected. But I think I learned a lot at that time, the way we work in the lab, the way we cooperate with so many people. I need to develop a whole reactor system. I need to go to the company to talk with them. I need to bring the engineer with me, the technician with me, going to another city in the UK, bring the idea to discuss with them to design the reactor. So I think I learned a very good learning period from me. And my professor, Professor Anthony Johnson, he's an expert in anionic polymerization. I remember his word, your PhD, so you need to do whatever you want to do. So just come to tell me what you want to do. If I don't agree, I will tell you. But if not, just go and do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
And if, I mean, you can go and fail and then come again and try. But he told me that if you are about to fall into the kind of a cliff, then I will drag you back. But otherwise, you keep walking, you find your way, because it's your PhD. He said, I am a professor. I have my PhD. So you do your PhD. I'm watching. I am giving advice. If you are going to fall the cliff, I will drag you. So I learned from that.
It's a difficult to find nowadays like that, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. That was very interesting. I often tell my students also, you need to find your way to develop a kind of independent researcher. So you need to learn how to develop your own project, your own work. So,
he's still active, or still you're in communication with him nowadays, or is still active?
He is now very old. I met him in 2019. That was my
Rubbercon or IRC?
Yeah. IRC 2019 London, and I traveled up to Bradford to meet him. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
He's still very active at that time when I met him in 2019. Yeah.
So it must be a nice feeling to meet your professor after some time, I guess. Yeah.
He's still very active with kind of lots of idea, showing, giving. Still have fun to go to work, develop some new innovation, because he kind of has a company starting from startup, doing some making research into commercialization. So we're still very happy doing that.
So after finish Leeds, you come back, you watch football matches directly there, live matches.
Oh,
many.
If I miss, I could not come back. That was one of the mission to go to UK.
Okay, I see.
I attend live match at the football stadium several times. And lucky me that Leeds at that time, Leeds United was in the Premier League, or the first division at that time. So we went there, like when Leeds play Arsenal, Leeds play Manchester United, Leeds play Liverpool, Everton, so whatsoever. So
Okay,
I find my way there.
I see. So
Very
you used to have a season ticket? Do you have a season ticket at the time,
no
or
no no
just
no
go for
no.
some matches?
Season ticket was too expensive for student at that time, and I
Oh,
don't
okay.
have that. I mean, plenty of time to go there too, and
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Okay. So after that, you back to Thailand, working for the PSU. What happened afterwards?
Yeah, I came back in 2002. I tried to make a list of the date of the year. And yes, soon after that, after 2 years of my work at PSU, I went to the Netherlands.
Mm,
I got a chance from Professor Jack Nonomia from University of Twente. And I think this is a kind of life-changing opportunity for me because I came back to work. I mean, focus on rubber when I spend my time as the postdoc in the Netherlands. So I
hmm.
spent 1 full year there and working on the project on blends of NRBR, EPDM for sidewall
Yeah.
application. So it's a kind of you go back to work in the lab whole day long. Again, I went to university like 8 o'clock, starting my practical work and back home at 6 o'clock and continue doing that for a year. It was very productive year and really a very good experience of life there. I mean, I would say like cycling in the Dutch jungle is
Oh,
not easy. They have
wow.
different culture, different language. Even Dutch people speak English very well. You can communicate with them. Even they speak to you in Dutch, you reply in English, they will switch to English. Yeah, but yeah, there is some obstacle in language, but I manage. I mean, everyone can manage
Yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
So,
and
so you work
Professor
with
Nolomia is a really great person. I really admire him, and I think that was very lucky to
yeah,
have chance
yeah.
to meet him and work with him.
I think he's a legendary figure for the rubber research. Yeah. So one of the active, the way he delivers presentations, it's a fantastic Jack. Yeah. People call Jack,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
Jack. Rumor, so you got through some kind of scholarship, right? To the
So
Netherlands.
postdoctoral research, they consider you as the employer.
Okay.
So it's kind of I took 1 year leave from PSU
Hmm.
to do a postdoc, and I got paid by University of Twente for the project.
Hmm.
Yeah, as well. Uh, yeah,
Okay.
and
So
and, and
yeah,
yeah,
go on,
sorry.
go on, go on, go on.
The project that I worked was funded by the Dutch Polymer Institute or DPI at that time. And normally the research project there, you need to have an industry uh, as a background. I mean, you need to talk to industry about the requirement or what interest, and if possible, you need to get industry involved in the project. So we I mean work very hard in that project, also in collaboration with with the person from the funding agency. They get involved. They have a very regular project meeting, and that one of a kind to push you to work very hard because you need to tell them the progress like every quarter, kind of. And yeah,
So
that's make it
it is not
easy.
easy. It is not that easy. Yeah. Right.
No,
Yeah.
no. And once
Uh,
you had PhD, yeah,
yeah.
you don't have a kind of trial and error that long. You need to hit the point.
True.
You need to really hit the target soon.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you also taught in not only doing a research work at there, but you also did any teaching there while you were the postdoc.
Not during my postdoc. At
Later
that
on.
time, for that year, I mainly focused on my research project because we need to deliver an output. We managed to publish 4 papers.
Okay.
Yeah, from that 1 year work.
Yeah.
And the teaching come later, because after 1 year I came back to PSU and continue my work at PSU as planned. And we started a double degree program with University of Twente a few years later. So in 2008, we established the double degree program between PSU and University of Twente. And we have the sponsorship from the Dutch National Rubber Foundation. And they sponsor the PhD student, also sponsor me to go to Twente in institute 3 months a year as the visiting assistant professor. So since 2008, when I visit Netherlands, I participate in the class giving a class on natural rubber. So, but only for natural rubber classes, because they have a kind of module with many topics, and we have a professor there who is in charge for that module. So I took a few hours to teach natural rubber.
So how was the teaching to the European students?
Oh, I like it.
Yeah. Okay.
I think
what is it?
It's totally different atmosphere from Thai student. I mean, questions can come in many, from all sorts of corner in the room. I think they are, students there are very active. They participate in the class. They ask questions, a lot of questions, or discuss. Yeah, I think it's lively atmosphere. For Thai students, they seems to be quiet. Do you have any question? No. Here.
I think many Asians, we do have, we were not able to speak out like Europeans or Westerners, but we also have similar questions, prefer to ask in person. Okay.
In person. Yeah, that can be.
Yeah.
No, even not that many. There are some students coming to you asking questions. Can you explain me on that? Blah, blah, blah. But it's not common to raise your hand and then start discussing something with the teacher in front of your friends.
It's also cultural. Cultural thing as well.
The culture play a role.
So yeah. Okay, so by the way, you mentioned about this Natural Rubber Foundation. What is all about? There is no natural rubber in the in the Netherlands, right? No trees, I guess. No. So what is this? So I think that institute has been there for a long time. That organization.
A very, very long time, since they conquer Indonesia at that time, and they import natural rubber.
Right.
So I don't remember exactly, but I would say 1930 or something. Very, very, since the World War time probably. And they have the kind of, I don't know how to call it, kind of state money. And then they collect that money and build a lab in Delft, in the south of the Netherlands. In the past, Netherlands has a very big lab for rubber research, but no longer exists anymore. They issue many articles on natural rubber, even they don't grow natural rubber themselves, but they import many natural rubber, especially from Indonesia, and they have the money building up in that foundation, and they support activities related to natural rubber. And in the past, they support type company, the organization in the Netherlands working on natural rubber related research. And because Professor Nonomia was, not was, because he's still in the board member of this foundation, and he is the one who linked that Dutch Natural Rubber Foundation to us, because our work here in PSU is mainly on natural rubber, and he wants to support the education and also research on natural rubber. So it's matched
Yeah.
with the objective of the foundation.
So you were mentioning about the joint program, dual program between Prince of Sankara University and University of Twente. How it all started? You are also one of the persons involved in the beginning. One talk about that. I think that marriage is being still active, right? A lot of students are moving
Yes.
from Thailand to Netherlands, and there is a lot of cross learning with the organizations as well. Talk about that collaboration and its success, on this. How it
How it
happened.
started. Actually, I received an email from Professor Naonomia.
Yeah.
Kannika, would you like to join us there? There. Yeah. So actually, he asked me whether I want to leave PSU to work with them, and
Okay.
I said, no, I cannot go because I was the government scholarship and scholar. I need to work for a certain period in Thailand, and I cannot leave. And I don't want to leave my beloved country too. I still love Thailand too much to go to leave them to leave my country. So I said, okay, let's work out how we work together. And since that time, okay, we throw idea and then we start to think about this collaboration and come up with this double degree program for
Hmm.
students. So student receive a full grant
Hmm.
from the Dutch side at that time. We have several phases now. We have three phases. The first batch, phase of batch. The first batch, we had three students that were fully funded by the Dutch National Rubber Foundation. So they spent first year in Thailand, second year in the Netherlands, third year here again in Thailand, and final year in the Netherlands. Yeah, I mean, student, they have a full grant and they have a chance to study abroad. You learn not only rubber polymer, but it's really open your
Yep.
eyes living abroad, and I think they gain lots of experience. We had a very success case now, like for example, the first PhD student under this double degree program, Dr. Wisut Galskun. I don't know whether you know him.
I know
You
him. Yeah,
probably
I
know
know.
him. He's
Yeah.
now working at University of Twente, and I think he's a very great student
Mhm.
and doing very well after that. Yeah.
So how many students so far it's under this program since it started? When it was started? It's in which year it started?
In
Or
2008. Yeah.
okay.
I mean,
So
not many grants. We have only six till now.
okay. Hmm.
Yeah. So we have the
That
sixth one is still in process. He will finish in this December.
okay. I see.
We have one
So
PhD student
so
who is now in the Netherlands.
so the research work is basically they had to do partly in Thailand, then go there. Also, they had to conduct the research under the in Netherlands, and then you
Yes.
have the two professors probably as a part of the advisors, right? Both sides.
Yes.
So
Yes. Yes.
wow. So
So we have the
that's
committee, the kind of a group of advisors from both universities,
mhm.
and we agree upon that the defense will be only one time in
Mm.
the Netherlands. So
Oh,
I go there
I
for
see.
a defense for examination. Yeah.
I see. I see. So six people really benefited from the journey you started with the University of Twente, yeah. So one guy, Dr. Visuth, is currently the faculty there, and also I met him in rubber conferences, and I saw his presentations. He's doing great work, at the University of Twente, yeah. And I think the University of Twente is one of the best universities who conduct research on the in elastomers, the tire related research is, so it's great, yeah. So
And we had not only the student under double degree program that has a chance to work in the lab there. We had two more students from PSU spending like 6 months doing a research in the lab there. So it's open up the opportunity for other students as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so it's your work start. It's all started, yeah. That your postdoctor, then Kannika. Do you want to work in Netherlands? That
Yeah,
email
that
started the
was
journey. Yeah.
the very, very beginning of this story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Oh.
good. Well, it's achievement. I think that it really impacted some of the students, and there's a lot of cross learning between country. So it's a good for them and good for universities as well. Yeah. So
And good
okay.
for me, because I
Yeah.
really learned a lot from this kind of collaboration which went there. As I told you,
Yeah.
one of my, I would say, top influencer to my career is Jack Nonomia. He really teach me a lot, especially on this silica silent technology for
Mm,
tire application.
mm.
The work that I'm carry since 2008 till present day. Yeah, we started from that
So
time too.
that is the next topic that I want to talk about. Your specialization. You're rightly connected there. So you are specialized in the silica. So and the reinforcement. So talk about your achievements on the silica research. What did you find so far? Since for many years, you're one of the active researcher in this area.
Yeah, we focus on silica reinforced natural rubber from day one when I start working with rubber. I mean, I had some small research project on silica before during, before I joined this I mean, I started this double degree program. So I learned a little bit about silica and I know how it's difficult to mix with rubber, but I think I opened my eyes wisely and learned so many things from Professor Nonomia since 2008. But the funny thing is, not funny, but the European researcher, they are familiar with synthetic rubber. And from Thailand, we normally work with natural rubber. And synthetic and natural rubber, of course, they have different behavior.
Yeah.
So it's a kind of a very good match because Professor Nonomia is very expert in synthetic rubber and he doesn't know in much at that time, but he learned really fast. He's very fast learner. And yeah, I experienced very little on synthetic rubber. So we share the idea, but we decide to work mainly on natural rubber because of the funding agent as well that want us to work on natural rubber. So I learned salinization, I learned how to control the process, how to develop the project on silica, etc. So many things from that time. And thanks to the student under this double degree program, we continue the project on silica reinforced natural rubber since our first student, Dr. Visu.
Mm.
And next one, okay, we had some other project on carbon black fuel compound, but majority of the thesis under this double degree program, yeah, we study silica
Mhm. And
for
so far, how many papers you've been published on the silica now?
I have altogether around 80 paper, but I don't exclude other paper not on silica. So I would say like probably half of that or more than a half.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's
Um,
from
I'm,
silica
uh,
work.
I want to ask you here, in Asia, a lot of professors, they have the KPI based on the, number of papers published in international journals. You are also involved with the Netherlands. Is the same situation in there as well? They also have a target like that, or, that they had to publish certain number of papers, in journals? Yeah.
For the lecturer, you mean, in a
Yeah,
university?
in the university in Twente, just an example, like on a European side, we have a similar culture, right, in terms of
But
publications.
actually, European, if I mean, I study in England. In England, they don't count on number of publication. You can
Mhm.
graduate PhD degree without a paper in
Ah,
international journal.
okay.
Uh, Basically, they judge based on the quality of your thesis.
Mhm.
But for PhD student in the Netherlands, yes, depend on professor how many paper that they want to see. But mainly, yes, they are counting
Okay.
number
Yeah.
of publication. And
Okay.
for their professor, of course, they need to publish. But the professor in European, I think funding is more important. You need to seek for funding from company. Here in Thailand, funding still mainly from the government sector.
Government. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and this is the different thing, and I would like to see more involvement from the industry
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
university in supporting this kind of research.
Okay, let's talk about the publications. When you are writing a papers, right? Is it now talk about those times and these times, yeah? Okay, and getting it published, approved, and what is at that time and what is situation now. At that time, I think you may not have so many journals, right? Talking about
Yeah,
20
yeah,
plus
yeah,
years,
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So, and currently you are also an editor, associate editor for the best technical journal in the rubber industry, rubber chemistry and technology by the American Chemical Society. So talk about your experience about the public publishing and what are the guidelines that you can give it to young people and how to get published, what kind of quality of writing, quality of research, so I think this would be useful. You have been in UK, in Europe, and now you're also an editor for the, one of the editor for the journal as well. So talk about that journey. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult at the beginning because you need to learn how to write the manuscript first. And yes, now you can learn from many sources from several media what shall be the kind of how to prepare yourself for the producing a very good paper and don't get rejection from the from the journal. Actually, I learned from Professor Nonomia a lot as well, and he complained a lot about my writing. Even I had a PhD from UK, but I didn't have experience much on publication because at that time from UK, I only published in proceeding. We have a monograph, but not really a paper in ISI journal. And when I did my postdoc, and the KPI was publication, so I must write a paper. I remember my first draft that I sent to Prof. I got it with so many red, yeah, correction. Turned out to be read a whole page.
Yeah.
Yes, but Professor Nonomia, he loved doing that. He liked to do correction, and he loved doing this job till now.
Mm.
And from that time, I start to know how to improve my manuscript, how to structure your manuscript, and the important thing, you need to get it right from the start. That means your research project need to be planned properly. So when you think about the research proposal, make sure that you think carefully through the whole project. You need to have a kind of very good experimental part to make sure that you cover, you have a very good control, you do enough characterization, you have enough evidence to explain phenomena, behavior, or whatsoever your test result that come from the work. And yes, then if you have a good result from very good control of your work, yeah, you find new things and then you start making a draft of manuscript with a lot of reading will help a lot to shape your manuscript. And then, okay, when you have a draft, read it again and again, and then probably share to your co-author, get comments, yeah, improve your manuscript, and yeah, submit. And don't be upset when you have a very quick reply email. If you submit it and you have a very quick reply, normally it comes with rejection.
Sure.
And they normally say, I mean, politely, yeah, and in the polite way that okay, your work does not match with our kind of scope of the journal, and then yeah, then you improve your work from comment and suggestion. Choose the right journal to submit, and then yeah, I start from there. Actually, my publication start to rise nicely after 2005. I mean, after my postdoc, and I learned really a lot in that year. And then yeah, and because I focus on silica reinforced natural rubber, and I mean, when you focus with some particular work, and then you know deeper and deeper, and you know the gap of the research, then you always find something, yeah, new to report, and then we establish from that. And
So
as the
how many times you got rejected your papers?
I don't count that, otherwise I will feel sorry. But yeah, you cannot you cannot say that, don't upset. You feel something at that time,
Of
but
course,
I get
of
used to
course.
it now. I
Yeah,
get used to it. But at at my first, I mean not first, the early publication era. I mean when I start publish at that time, I really like to have my paper in rubber chemistry and technology, because as you mentioned, rubber chemistry and technology, they now have almost 100-year history in publication. They started even before World War II, so they almost 100 year now history. So I want to see my publication in RCT. So we published in RCT from the paper from Dr. Wisut, and Dr. Wisut also would like to see his paper in this journal. So okay, yeah, we start from rubber chemistry and technology, and then several paper from other students as well. And okay, I get to know Dr. Christopher Robertson later on, and I met him few times at the conference. And later he sent an email asking me whether or not I can be part of the editorial board for
yeah.
rubber chemistry and technology. So I said yes, why not? Good opportunity, and yeah, for RCT, and we have, I think, okay, one associate editor from Thailand and one from China, and the rest are from US and European countries. So I'm really
It's a honor. It's a
honored.
honor. Yeah. Yeah.
It's really honored for that. So I started my role as associate editor since July 2020. Yeah.
So what is the work? How difficult is the work looks like to review the papers and yeah.
As associate editor, okay, you need to review by yourself too, but you need to assign a reviewer to review that manuscript. So normally for RCT, we assign two reviewers. So first, when I will have a kind of notification from main editor first, whether I would like to accept to take care of this manuscript. If I agree, then I have a quick look about what it's all about, read roughly on the manuscript, and then seek for reviewer, and then invite reviewer. And then I have time to read as well while reviewer is doing that job. And then when I have the kind of feedback or the kind of assessment back from reviewer, from both of them, then we need to make decision either to go for minor, major, reject, or accept. And normally, okay, normally accept as is. I don't have it yet. So normally it will be some like correction to improve the quality of manuscript. But I think now finding a right reviewer is quite difficult, and there are so many journals nowadays. So reviewers are very busy getting invitation from so many journals. Like
do they get paid or not?
No, that's for free.
Voluntary.
Reviewer is a voluntary. You just gain knowledge from reading that new articles.
Yeah. And so now, you mentioned about down there are so many journals. So if somebody wants to publish a paper in certain journals, how do they have to select which journal is right for them? Let's talk about we are talking about rubber technology, rubber science, and rubber chemistry, rubber processing. So what are your recommended journals, or the one which has suggested by you, other than, of course, RCT is one of the, there, but what else that you think that students or PhDs or, to consider?
It's very complicated issue now, because I think the business has changed completely from the past. Now publisher tend to make business out of publication, and now you have open access and some very good journal. In the past, you can submit it for free. We are the one who work in the lab, paying for all the costs, writing headache, writing a paper, submit to them. And nowadays, we need to pay to get it published, called open access publication. So if you have funding agency to pay for that, or you have enough money, there are many good journals that you have to pay. For example, I don't know whether I can say, like we have in polymer, we have polymer testing journal in quartile, the first quartile in Web of Science or ISI. Very good journal. Impact factor is very high, but now it's 100% open access. That means if I want to publish my paper in polymer testing, I need to pay, and it's very costly. The benefit from open access publication, people get access. Anyone can get access. They can read your paper. They can cite your paper. Increase the opportunity for citation, and some people like that. But for me, I think first see your work that match with what art journal. See the scope of the journal, and if your work match well, I think I pick the journal based on the matching of the scope of the research and the group of audience, but not audience, the reader. I mean, for rubber chemistry and technology, they are quite conservative journal. Subscribe only, not you can have a few articles published under open access scheme, but normally they publish only 4 issues a year, so number of articles are much less compared to other. So lately we don't have high citation, and that affect on the positioning of the journal. So in terms of like quartile, when we talk about quartile of the journal, we are declining at the moment, and we discuss about that in the editorial board now, how to promote or how to improve the citation. The quality remain the same. I mean, we have a tough of peer review process. I mean, we have 2 reviewers you have to review, the editor need to review, associate editor need to review carefully and judge based on the comment from the tool reviewer, and you need to add additional comment from the associate editor. And then the chief editor will have a quick look again before sending the decision. So, I mean, people may choose based on quartile, but I think I choose the journal that match to my work.
Yeah, so it's important. It's important.
If you want to publish fast, you go to open access. You pay, but they have very good journal. You need to go through the peer reviewing process.
Yeah,
but you need to prepare quite a lot of money now to get a paper published.
What amount of money to be invested into getting it in open access? What is the range? I think it depends on the journal to journal, I think, right?
Depend on the journal.
Yeah.
And the currency will depend on the origin of the publisher. Like for open access from some journal, you need to pay like 2,700 Swiss franc. So you need to calculate. And some you pay like almost 3,000 pound, England. So it can be almost 100,000 baht per article nowadays. But the rate will be different from journal to journal.
Yeah.
But if you don't want to pay, you still have a choice. I mean, there's still some journal that you can choose whether you want to go for open access, you go for kind of regular submission.
It's up to the researcher, how to get more citations for his paper, and then what's the budget available, whether there's a grant there or not. Okay, right? Yeah.
Yeah, because in university, you need to have paper published, and if you want to move from a lecturer to assistant professor to associate professor, they judge you from publication.
Right.
And if you have good publication and people cite a lot, then you have good H index. And then you have more chance for funding. I mean, get a grant from the funding agent. So it's all connected.
All connected.
All connected.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
part of the game, I would say.
Yeah. Okay. Now, we talked about publications, publishing. Now talk about your PhD students. How many PhD students you finished a PhD so far?
Let me count. I think I make a list. Okay. We have 6 students under double degree program. I have 1, 2, 3 more finished, so 9. No, 8 already finished, and 2 in process. So only 10.
Only 10. But talk about how to manage the PhD students. You were the PhD student before. On managing, getting good students, dedicated students is another one thing. At the same time, focusing on the rubber technology, another thing. Okay, so you already have, you said 8 people have completed, and I know some of them personally. So they're doing very well in their careers. And so talk about, handling, guiding PhD students, particularly in the rubber technology. What was your experience like? What has been your experience like?
I mean, 10 students, you have 10 characters. And
yeah.
I mean, they differ from one to another. You need to find your way to handle each person. But I think, lucky me, most of them did a very good job, and they has a kind of passion to study. So in that case, you it's quite easy. You discuss with them, you advise them what to do, what to read, and then they will come back with so many ideas. I mean, I have that kind of student who need not very kind of many advice from you. Okay, from time to time, we sit down and discuss together. But once you throw your idea, they can develop from that, and yeah, they find their own way. But there will be a student who really need your help, sitting with them, teach a lot, explain again and again and again, and help to shape the project at the beginning. But later on, yeah, we manage to the finishing line, I would say. So I mean, as the teacher, you need to learn and observe your student as well. And normally the PhD study 4 years or 3 years, I mean, they will have a kind of up and down roller coaster in their life. At some period, they are very happy, full energy, very energetic, come to work. For some period, when probably like after experiment fail for sometimes, and then they probably disappear. You need to bring them back. It's kind of youth support, not only in terms of academic, but moral support as well from advisor. And I think one of the key success factor for PhD study is a kind of matching between student and advisor. You need to build up relationship very well, respect each other, and then learning together, because I learn from them as well.
Yeah.
Student is the one who work in the lab mainly, so they know what they do, and I learn from them. But based on my knowledge and experience, I can help them to discuss, to expand what they have, to suggest something to read more, to so them, I think I learn from them. They are also my teacher, that I would say. And each one has different character. You need to find your way. There is no successful or kind of no equation to apply to this. You need to learn from your heart. Use your
And
heart.
sometimes the students get a little stressed out, we're not getting a proper results as per the expected, or because everybody wants to finish the program as quickly as possible, right? With you have 4 years time. And I have seen some of this PhD people, they're really stressed out, and how to complete their dissertations and things like that. What do you suggest to these people that, when they see the results not as the PhD means you're going to innovate something, you're finding something that you're not, it is not anticipated result, it's basically you are finding something, right? And so that's not in your hands, you had to, so you manage it. I think the bond between the professor and the student is very, very important. I think over the 4 years or 5 years, whatever the timeline, I think I've seen it looks like a family, the professor and the student, I
I
think you got a bond,
sometimes, I mean, I told my student like we are getting married in the first year from the beginning,
yeah,
and then we
yeah,
walk together
right,
until you finish PhD. But normally, okay, we don't say divorce, because I mean, student and teacher are born forever.
right,
But yeah, it's like you need to bond well between advisor and teacher, otherwise it's difficult. And okay, each student, they can cope with their failure differently. So you need to encourage them. But based on my experience, I also share to them. I failed several times, many times, even cry in the lab. Yeah, but I manage. So don't give up. Okay, you are tired today, go back, think about plan tomorrow, fight again, keep fighting. So you really need to cheer them up, give them encouragement, and support as good as possible.
I think a lot of people, I don't know, one reason I'd always wonder, PhD students, they work nighttime, late nights, huh? A lot of people. Is it right?
Not
Not much?
really.
Not really? Okay.
Um, depend on individual, but normally if you work full day, you should take rest in the evening and sleep well in the night, right? Uh-huh. But if you have ongoing experiment, sometimes like you do
Yeah.
modification chemistry in the lab, yeah, in that time, probably your reaction time lasts many hours, and you need to follow up the reaction. You need to do several things after the reaction completed. Okay, at that time, from time to time, you need to spend your night in the lab. But I will
Yeah.
not recommend that, and I don't
Mm,
expect that from students too. If they
mm,
come to work uh, from the morning, yeah, till the okay, let's say 5 o'clock, they should enjoy their life too. But
mm,
in the writing period can be different, huh? Because they can write at night and sleep during daytime. So up to them.
mm.
But experiment should be done during daytime because they get
So
help from techniques.
you also edit their papers with red ink or what? A lot of
Uh,
corrections? Yeah.
yes, yes, I do the same. You can ask like I can name like Dr. Wisud, Dr. Kanda. They experienced this. They even took a photo and show somewhere what I got from my advisor. I'm a tough advisor. You
Tough
can
is
ask
good.
them.
Tough
I'm
is good.
I'm a tough one. I mean, yeah.
Okay, super. Okay, let's go now. Okay, let's current situation. Now you are a dean and also professor. You're teaching. You're doing research. You're also doing administration work. So tell me about your life looks now. How the life looks like now, day in and day
Hectic,
out.
hectic
Hectic.
schedule every day.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Then how do you manage it? Yeah.
Yeah,
Are you enjoying it doing this?
being a dean. Okay, this is a kind of a big step, another big step in my life, I would say. And I thought a lot before taking this opportunity, say yes to be a candidate. Yeah, and then pass through the process. And then later on, president or the university appoint you as a dean because dean come with responsibility. And there's administrative work. You need to take care of everything under the faculty, from education, from research, from service, from infrastructure, yeah, water, electricity, so everything, human resources. So I find it's difficult to balance between administrative work and research. But I keep my teaching. I still supervise PhD student, master student, and also the final year project student in the bachelor because I want to keep update, and also teaching is a kind of happy moment for me for now. Since I become a dean, I find that teaching is a very precious time for me where I can talk to students, I can share my knowledge. So you really need, I mean, not you, me, I really need to balance well. But 90%, or I would say 80% of my time I spend at the faculty, yeah, managing several things. Okay, we have a support from the vice dean, from assistant dean, from head of department. But yeah, once you are on the top, but at the faculty level, everything is under your responsibility and accountability too. Huh?
Yes. Yeah, yes,
Yeah,
yes, yeah.
so it's a tough one.
It's a
And
tough
I
one.
become a dean since, let's see, almost 4 years back. So actually, my first term of this dean will finish soon,
Oh, okay.
by the end of November. So I will complete my 4 year So
And you
let's
will be
see what will
extended.
happen after that.
You have a
It's not
second.
automatic extend, so I need to ask myself and listen to others too, whether they are happy with me and should I continue or I should go back to my research. That
Okay.
will be a decision later on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Okay.
it's difficult to find time. I mean, I try very hard, and sometimes, yeah, I mean, you push yourself very hard, trying to keep balance, giving advice to students. I feel sorry to my current PhD student too if they listen to me. I mean, I have less time for them, sitting with them, discussing the work. I try my best. I try to do that, but with limited time now, by
Yeah.
appointment only. Before that, I mean, they can come every time. I have plenty of time to sit down with them, discuss so many things. But nowadays, okay, we need to find time and make appointments, and then okay, I see. But yeah,
Yeah.
I try my
Yeah.
best, and yeah,
It's always a challenge with the balancing it, everybody. Yeah. So
balancing.
yeah. Okay. But it's always a big word, so work and life balance. But in reality, it's a challenge. Even
It's
yeah.
not that easy to have a good work-life balance.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
as I mentioned to you, I learned a lot in this
Yeah.
position as well. I mean, yeah, there are different new things to learn, and also being in a kind of like among the deans from other faculty, attached to several kind of committee. So you learn not only about rubber, but you learn all other aspects.
Yeah.
Because as a dean, you need to responsible for financial status of the faculty, all the KPI. You need to have the good KPI. You need to have a certain number of students to survive. You need to have number of publication, funding, money, etc. So
I mean,
it's
it is more focus on institutional growth. You're part of the
yes,
institutional growth,
yes,
yeah. So
yes.
you're not just looking at your department, your research, your papers only. You
Nah,
are also
nah.
looking at the everybody in the faculty, everybody from not just the technical people, even non-technical people, or guests coming to the
Oh,
university.
I
Yeah,
would say
right. Yeah. So.
faculty first. Now,
Hmm.
since I become the dean, you need to think the faculty first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Okay, now let's go into your activities onto the industry collaboration. Okay, and I think you also very active, working together with industries, coaching and developing
Mm.
research, solutions for So I think you've been doing for a while now, with with the various organizations. So talk about the journey, what you have learned, and also what kind of challenges you see in it. You are from the academic side, research side, and working with the industry, particularly in Thailand. Okay, so yeah.
Yeah, we have the Rubber Innovation Network. Yeah, this network composed of 4 organizations now. We have Rubber Authority of Thailand, we have Prince of Songkhla University, Federation Industry of Thailand, FTI, and MTech. So we established this Rubber Innovation Network since 2016, aiming to bridge this academic industry, uh, like MTech, their research organization, and the Rubber Authority of Thailand is the main organization taking care of the policy on rubber for Thailand. So we join hand together, aiming to support the Thai industry as well as the personnel development of rubber personnel. And yes, one of the project under this collaboration is called coaching project, or the kind of not really the consultant, because we mainly work on based on the kind of knowledge sharing, experience sharing. So I started with Otani company. We talked to them first. We would like to do this kind of project. We will have two lecturers from university doing the project with them, depending on the project that they want to do. So based on the interest of the company, they select what they want to do. So we discuss on that, and lucky us as well that at that time the company interest in silica compounds, and
Your
I work
area.
silica
Yeah.
compound. Yeah, this is my area, my beloved topic. I love
Yeah.
silica. So it matched. I say, okay, let's do it. So we start from that time in 2016. So we work the company for almost 8 years now, doing in different projects. The thing is, I learn from them, they learn from us. We have theory, we have the data from articles, from papers. We read a lot because we need to have updated knowledge to teach students. But they learn a lot from doing their job in front of the machine. They are the one who really build the product. They learn from mistake, and okay, they have very good kind of knowledge as well in the company. So we I think, and yeah, I like doing that. We discuss the idea with them. We suggest them to try, like we develop the formulation together. Once they do experiment in their lab and then show the result to us, we discuss the result together. Yeah, either it's pass or fail, and then how to develop further and further. And the good thing to work with industry, I mean, we normally work in like 50 milliliter, 500 milliliter mixer, but they have almost 500 liter mixing chamber. So we know how difficult of the scaling up from very small mixer to large scale or production scale. And yes, that also experience very very worthwhile, and I really appreciate on this opportunity to work with industry, and they support us very well. Also, not only for this kind of collaboration between company and university, giving a chance for us to learn from them. Okay, we contribute our knowledge to them, and they manage to go really well in their production. Okay, they have the support from other experts from abroad, from other institutions, but at least we play a role in developing their staff as well, and we expand to several companies later on.
Mhm.
And the good thing is we bridge academic with industry, and we support them building kind of research and development mindset for them to develop the products. And I think I like to see that the Thai company, rubber company, use R&D as the basis for the competitiveness, I would say, because okay, we have very big company here in Thailand, but the R&D may be somewhere else, not in Thailand. But
Yeah.
we work
Yeah.
with Thai company, supporting them, developing them, building their staff capacity, and then helping them to give idea in developing the product. And this project, I think we will continue as soon as we have yeah, power to go for.
So you are in, this you're talking about, I think Watani is a tire company. You are in the tire. I think you also
Yeah,
involved with other non-tire as well on the
entire
international
company as
parts.
well. Yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah,
I think that what I feel the way you're explaining, I feel that this collaboration of academic organizations and industry collaboration you that whole project, given the innovation culture in the industry, that developing in new products, or improving the product. Is it right? Is it I understand
improving the
correctly?
product.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, mainly they set and project that they want to do. Like they have the product and they want to improve some properties.
Right.
They want to enhance some properties to meet another level. Like for the tire company now, we have the tire labeling. You need to have tire with low rolling resistance, better wet grip, better abrasion resistance. You need to have a better quality of your product. So they may set the target that the company want to move from one grade to another, and then we set up the experiment, let them do it with their own equipment, because then they can link to the production easily with their own
Yeah.
facilities.
They get real case scenario, the results wise, in the labs like universities, you are limited to this, pilot scale or even the small lab scale only. But here, whatever they do, they have to make sure that it works in the real case, right?
Yes,
So,
yes, yes,
and most importantly, I think what I feel is that the collaboration brings innovation culture, the teamwork, between an R&D team, industry guys, and access to the data, because academic people, like, you study a lot, you read the papers, you have data from the different parts of the world. So I think that the exchange of information also vital, in this project, right? Yeah. So,
yeah. But I mean, to work with the company, we need to really respect them. Huh? Confidential is confidential,
of
and
course, yeah,
and yeah. I mean, I learned really a lot. I'm really grateful, and I'm really thankful to the team at the company that gave us a chance to do the coaching project as well. Not only the project that I am in charge with my colleague, but also for my staff at the department with
yeah,
another project. I think the way we do this work, I mean, our staff can learn a lot from them, like scaling up to production, how difficult or how easy, and the point of view from the company. I mean, it changed your view on working and
yeah,
different environment. You need to calculate the cost per kilogram of your compound every time when you change something.
sure,
I mean, yeah, in
yeah,
university sometimes you don't care how
yeah,
much how expensive of your material developed in the lab, but there no, you need to
yeah,
take
yeah.
cost as one of the the factor.
And also, you must be thankful to the funding agency for this project as well, because without funding agency, right? I think there is a fund. Is it which are
Actually, the company who joined the coaching project will sponsor.
sponsor? Okay.
They pay for our traveling expense from
Mm,
Pattani, because normally like we spend a night there because we live far from them. So
mm,
we spend a night there. So they pay for the flight ticket for a hotel, and because all the work are done in their
inside the
lab,
factory.
in their
Yeah,
factory, so
yeah,
they pay for
yeah,
their
yeah.
time, their material, so they bear the cost. Yes.
So it's a company's interest, self-interest, is because they see the benefit out of this project, and that's why they really like to contribute, part of the journey, right? So
Yes. Yes.
okay, yeah. Let's move on to the research requirements. You've been, with industry, working with industry, and also you are associated with various researcher, not just in your faculty in Prince of Sangkla University, also the locally in Thailand, at the same time, globally. Um, what are the requirements of the industry research requirements in terms of rubber industry? Are we really going the direction that industry require? Or what is missing? What areas we still can cover in the research area for the rubber industry? Yeah.
Oh. I think every industry talking about sustainability. Rubber industry as well. You cannot
Yeah,
avoid this word. Don't laugh.
yeah, right,
Eco
right.
green. So for rubber industry, either tire or non-tire, you need to think about yeah, sustainable material. You need to comply with new regulation because now even the source of natural rubber, we have EUDR, right? You need
Yeah,
to
yeah,
be able to trace back, or the farmer need to register. I mean, so many things. And then when go to the material, now because of the advancement of technology, many substances are classified of as toxic substance, carcinogen material, blah blah blah. And then you need to find alternative. Now we have waste, especially end of life tire. How to deal with that? Can you recycle them? Yeah. Now we talk about the use of recycled carbon black, trying to reduce the waste, turning the waste into something, yeah, value product. So I think the trend will be this way,
mm,
and for all the industry because we have limited resources.
yeah,
So once we need to do this kind of greener industry or moving from petroleum-based resources to natural-based resources. This open up opportunity for research. Like for my research, we work on natural rubber. You can say, okay, this is from the tree, and then for silica reinforced for trade compound because we want to reduce the rolling resistance, we save energy. So I think for me, I'm also moving to the right direction.
mm,
And we work on finding alternative. Like for example, for the tire industry, now we discuss about 6 TPD. You heard
mm,
about that?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah. And then industry is searching for 6 PD alternative.
yeah, yeah.
We don't
I
find
think
it yet.
it is not yet, but I think due to the regulations, stringent regulations, sustainability issues, and ESG issues, and I think every industry, not just the rubber industry, and facing through these issues like alternate materials, environmentally friendly materials, more energy efficient, So as researchers, your role is very, very important now than before because industry needs to, if you talk on EUDR, if you want to export one country to other country, the regulations become so stringent. If you want to be competitive, go with the research, develop
Yes,
new products,
yes,
and and
yes.
work with the universities like you, so that will beneficial. They can sustain, in the business, right, in the long term. Yeah. So okay,
Yeah.
let's dive into, yeah, go on.
Okay. Probably a few more words because once you scroll down the list of topics of publication nowadays, you find many articles on the use of natural based
Yeah.
material. You find so many fillers that people try to use from plant based. Yeah, based on what, and also from the waste. That this is telling the story already, giving you a
Yeah.
trend.
Right, right, right. Yeah. Okay, now we go into now we're going back to your university now. Okay, and let's talk about, see, I think you are the senior most in your department now. Are you
Oh,
in the?
I'm not that old. I I
Well,
I have been
Achan
left.
Buntam, Achan
Uh,
Charan, all they, now.
no, I have Ajahn Adisai. You know him, and Ajahn
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Asisa.
yeah.
They
Okay,
are my
okay.
senior.
Oh, I see, I see. Okay.
Sorry, Ajahn Adisai.
I, so talk about you are specialized in the silica reinforcement, and related to the tire industry applications. What are the strengths of the, faculty itself, the department of rubber technology department at the Prince of Sankla University. Yeah. What kind of research is happening in their area? How can industry can collaborate? So yeah.
Yes, we are open to collaborate with a company as well as our institution in Thailand or abroad. And some of our staff started doing that already. And we have a wide range of expertise here. We have 12 academic staff uh, in my department. Okay, we work in some project together, but each one have their own expertise. Like we work on modification of natural rubber. We have a staff working on devulcanization of rubber, and I think she is one of the experts in this devulcanization technology now, and has been also extended to support the industry. We have expert in composite, nano composite, and of course, like Dr. Adisai, he's expert on latex technology. So all kinds of rubber science and technology, I think we can support. And we have to work also together with industry locally. Also, we work with the company from abroad. Like this, last year, we had the project together with the company in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, working on kind of sustainable materials.
I see. Yeah,
so we can have a long or short project depending on the requirement. And because we are university, I mean, if the company want to invest building in terms of capacity of the new generation, they can also support or give a funding for students. We are also will be very happy for that. So open for all collaboration here.
Yeah. So that PS, I mean, personally, I visited there. So you have a fantastic faculty members with rich experience in various areas. Even advanced, the smart elastomers areas also. There people are working.
I forgot to mention. Sorry. Yes, we have our young talented staff who work on smart material, self-healing rubber. So actually, we have a wide range of expertise. From like reinforcement to new materials, smart material, nano composite, latex technology, down to recycling.
Yeah. So I think for the industry, anybody who wants to develop a product, they should look to the universities like yours, collaborate with and develop new products, doing projects together, or similar like coaching. In you can also explore that kind of opportunities together. Yeah. So okay, now we go to the Patani. Yeah, you've been living there how many years? You are from Songkhla, right? Originally from Songkhla, is it right?
I started my bachelor degree here. You remember? I told you at the very beginning of this conversation.
Right.
Okay,
right. So
I hop on and off to do my PhD, my master, my postdoc, etc. But since my bachelor, I mainly spend my time here in Patani.
okay, so talk about Patani. What is a Patani? What is a specialty about a Patani? I mean, so there are a lot of good things we can talk about Patani. We recently experienced ourselves as well, and early this year. So maybe for the people, it's not just a university, but they can explore the things, interesting things in staying in the Patani, visiting Patani. Yeah. So please talk about Patani. You've been living there.
I'm living. I mean, when people ask me whether is it safe to go Patani, I said, yeah, you see me that I'm here for so many years. I mean, people see a lot of news about the unrest situation in the southernmost provinces in Thailand, but it's not every single square inch of the area. So I would say this is yeah, a nice place to visit. We have a rich culture here in Pattani, a mix of Buddhism, Muslim, and Chinese culture. So multicultural city, and we have rich natural resource. We have very nice, beautiful water. I say waterfall. I have never been there for very long, so I forgot. Yeah, let me remind. We have Sahakaro waterfall.
Okay.
We have beautiful beaches in Pattani, and yeah, we have a variety of food. And now we have so many new nice cafe, yeah, scattered in the city. You can choose whatever you want here. So actually, you can come to Pattani to visit to Pattani, and the faculty is hosting the the big event, the important meeting soon. Later this week, we have the Science Dean Association. So we have a dean from Faculty of Science from across the country
Oh.
come to have a meeting in Pattani. Okay, I got a question like I mentioned before. Is it safe to go to Pattani? Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
here.
living here. I'm still
I'm
alive.
living here. You can get a kind of even in your house you can get accident and possibly.
No, as a personal experience of mine, in January, so Patan is a great place, as you rightly mentioned about the, multicultural food is great. University campus is beautiful. The city is also great. Okay, I know. I think we need to close eyes on the, bad things that happens everywhere. That's not beyond our control anyway. And it's not that far from, major, airport like Hatyai, easy to travel to. When you drive from Hatyai to Patani, it's a beautiful view. Yeah, I mean, I've been living there before, long time ago. I recently, went to visit there for the conference. So personally, people Patani don't call. It's a why not thing, not why not, so go and visit that one. Yeah. Yeah. So let's talk about your last point, maybe a couple of points before we wrap it up. I know we talk a lot of issues. Yeah.
Lots of things. I think
Yeah.
people sleep already from our
Um,
conversation.
your alumni association, I think one of the good things about the Prince of Sankla University, of course, they have different campuses, but the Rubber Technology Association, Alumni Association, we call it RTAC,
Attack.
yeah.
Yeah, attack.
You have I have there are many universities of similar groups like that, but I think I found that RTAC is very strong in collaboration. The bond is there, I think, between among the seniors and juniors. So talk about your experience being a part of RTAC, because many times you are a teacher, so you still the bond is much stronger than students working
Yeah,
outside. Yeah,
yeah.
so yeah.
So attack Rubber Technology Alumni Club. Yeah, as you mentioned, this is a very nice bonded group of people who graduate from rubber technology program here in Pattani. And because we started from very long ago, since how many years now. The is the yeah, it started more or less the same with the faculty. So faculty is 39 years. So we have rubber technology program for 39 years already, plus 5 more years that the education of rubber attached to faculty of education. So you may meet some senior rubber technologists who graduate from faculty of education at that time, like Kun Lantana,
Mhm. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Tyrone, and so many famous names. There, yeah, they also attached to ARTAC, supporting all the activities that we do together. And we are organizing the kind of reunion soon.
Oh,
in October, and we
where?
will have a kind of in Bangkok. We will
Oh,
have a
okay.
bowling game first during the daytime, and in the evening we will have a reunion. So I'm very looking forward to that. And by having this kind of a close relationship between senior junior, and then they support each other in terms of work, also giving some advice. We have a kind of line group of this rubber tech alumni. I mean, they can discuss everything. Can be nonsense, can be make sense. They can discuss academically, but no politics, please, something like that. But sometimes we discuss technically,
Yeah.
like some member uh, kind of having a question related to a problem they find in the factory, and then yeah, kind of brainstorming the idea from
Mm-hmm.
from from this ATAC member, and I think this help a lot to learn from others as well, to support each other in terms of yeah, their career in the industry, sharing their experience, their view.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I think that is also good for the, the young students from the universities to get, I think some of them are entrepreneurs, right? I think they're doing very
oh, yeah,
well. Yeah.
yeah. They have their own
Yeah.
company as well.
There are companies and they're part of the growth Thailand economy, and so they contribute to the younger generation employment and all those things as well. Yeah. So I really like that your RTAC team, that it's a very strong bond among each other, support each other, and so it's a nice to, I think it's, you guys are rocking on that matter. Okay. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I myself, I'm an alumni
Right.
from rubber technology program as well. But
Right.
because I'm the lecturer here, so I know so many generations up till now. And yeah, from junior lecturer now become senior,
Yeah.
and some student or alumni call me kind of mother or mom now.
Uh,
Yeah, so
yeah, it's
but
it's a
I
good,
think
yeah,
very good
yeah,
kind of yeah group of alumni that we build, and hopefully this will last
continue.
forever.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yes, yeah, yeah. It's important for the industry. It's important for the university to have this bond together. So yeah. Okay. Finally, I'm going to let you go with few last questions. Okay.
Let me go. Yeah, I think
I can keep.
almost
I can. I can.
one
I
and a half
keep.
hour.
Yeah, I can keep talking about it, but because you are an amazing person with a lot of experience. So, what are the things still in the bucket list, to-do list? I got to do this and this in the no,
To-do list.
to-do list.
Mm.
Yeah.
I'm still associate professor. I should make a progress in my academic career. So if possible, I should yeah focus also on my career path. Probably yeah okay have more publication. Yeah, of course I still involved in the research. I still happy with teaching and doing research. I will continue as long as I have a job in university. So in terms of career, hopefully I can move a step forward. I want to see a link tighter between university and industry. So hopefully with the example from this Rubber Innovation Network activities, we can expand our idea, because I think this will change ecosystem for
Yeah.
Thailand as well, bridging between industry and university, as yeah we see in European country, in the Western country. And actually, this is one of the things that I really would like to see what happen. And I think I should manage my time wiser in the future, because being a dean and being a researcher, being a teacher, oh, tough job. but I can smile still, no problem.
Yes, 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 yes. You keep rocking. Okay, finally, what is your message to the young people in the rubber industry, or young people who want to study the rubber technology? How do you see the future in the rubber industry?
Yeah, many people say that rubber industry is the sunset industry. I'm sure you hear it several times, but I
Yeah,
don't think so.
no,
This
yeah,
world need rubber. So rubber industry, rubber product is, I mean, is essential in your life. That means we still need, yeah, to work on that. So I would say, come. You may say, okay, carbon black is dirty, but there are so many things behind that. You can learn science and technology, engineering, all aspects of rubber. They are so much fun to work with rubber. So I really would like to see more student or young generation have interest in rubber. And yeah, for those students who are struggling with whatever they face in a university in their life, yeah, failure is normal. Never give up. Yeah, and then they can success one day. That's no problem at all. And actually, yeah, I still dream of a very competitive Thailand rubber industry. I want to see Thai company moving up in terms of yeah the positioning in the world market. So by R&D they can do that. So
yeah,
hopefully the Thai company will focus more on R&D, use R&D for the progress of their company, not rely on the yeah from yeah
imported.
foreign imported expert
Yeah, yeah.
or
And so
imported money.
develop domestic solutions, domestic research capabilities. Yeah. So
Yes,
like
yes.
that. Yeah. So, okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Kanika. It's a pleasure. I
Okay,
think
let me go.
yeah, I touched a lot of issues, since your bachelor degree to the current position, and it's a really learning for me. Good to know about a lot of things that I didn't know before about you.
Oh,
And yeah, by the way, you are going to write a book as well, right? Yeah, that you not mentioned. Yeah,
yeah, I told you that, but I don't put the deadline yet. I want
yeah,
to have a book written in Thai. Yeah, that's
yeah,
my intention. I want to have a book written in Thai on silica
yeah,
technology. Because I think I have developed experience, knowledge, yeah, for many years, and I would like to have the book written, and then people can read and understand, enjoy silica story.
yeah, yeah. Okay, so I just add one more in the bucket list to you so that
Oh,
you don't
don't you
forget.
remind me, Kannika. Yes, don't put a
Okay,
pressure
thank you
on me.
very much.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you very much, Kap. Achan Kap, thank you very much. Okay,
สวัสดีค่ะ
you very
Thank
much.
you.
I hope you enjoy this conversation with me today. Yeah, did you?
Longer than I expected. I thought it's gonna last
Eh,
1 hour. Now it's almost 2 hours now.
but
Think
it's your
about
story.
nobody listen to us anymore.
No, that's there. Okay, so Achankar, thank you very much. Thank you very much
Okay.
for being part of the today's session on the women leadership in rubber industry. It's really wonderful to have you. Learn about your experiences research wise and the things that you influenced in the many of your students and the alumni university wise. So keep rocking, to keep doing great work. We like to support as much as we can from our side as well. Okay, and I encourage all the audience, all the industry associated with the Prince of Songkhla University to collaborate. You know, even they can also can host short training courses, customized training courses as well. If you like to get trained on a specific area, like Dr. Kannika is special in silica. You want a special training on silica technology, or somebody on the latex, somebody on the compounding, somebody on the smart elastomer. So it's a huge pool of knowledge there in the Prince of Songkhla University. Please reach out to Dr. Kannika. I hope you enjoy this session today with her and learn about her struggles. And please note that she's Arsenal fan. Let's wish the best for the Arsenal next year to win the Premier League. Okay.
I don't hope that, but just do have a good game.
They will. I think they have high potential. They already reached to the top, second place since last 2 seasons. They have
But once
a,
you support the team, no matter what, either they win or they lost, you stand by
okay.
them. You stand on the
So,
same side.
okay, guys, join me to cheer Arsenal, okay, for higher, and in their ladder. Okay, then.
Thanks
Thank you
for
very
that.
much. Thank you. Sawasdee krap.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank you.
ขอบคุณค่ะ
Bye bye.